Pats Nation, what is going on? It's your boy Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, we got some pretty exciting news here, as there's a player that actually reportedly wants to play for the New England Patriots, which I feel like we haven't heard in a while. Now, as we all know, Kyle Rudolph, the former Minnesota Vikings tight end, he was very recently released just a day or two ago. He reportedly has interest in joining the New England Patriots this offseason. Now, this isn't a situation where it comes out that he wants to play for like the Patriots and, the Browns and the Chiefs. We've only heard that he has interest in playing with the Patriots. Now, of course, I'm sure New England is not his only option. This is not the only team that he'd be okay in playing for. But from what I'm understanding, he is very interested in the Patriots, and it sounds like that is his #1 destination that he would like to end up with. And if you're the New England Patriots, this of course does make a ton of sense, and it makes a ton of sense if you're Kyle Rudolph also, because New England is drowning in that need for pass catchers, and they're drowning in the need for an upgrade at the tight end position. Now, we don't know what the future holds for, former third round picks in Devin Asiasi and Dalton Keene. But we also can't sit around and wait for them to hopefully develop. I've been saying that I would like to see the Patriots come in and bring in a veteran tight end. Would I love if they drafted Kyle Pitts? For sure. But other than Kyle Pitts, I don't really like the idea of drafting a tight end. You drafted 2 in the 3rd round that you traded up for just in 2020. At this point, bring on a veteran that can take over that #1 role while guys like Dalton Keene and Devin Asiasi start to develop over the years, but you're not having to sit back, wait, and rely on them to develop faster than their abilities are able to. Rudolph would just be an excellent pickup by New England, and interestingly enough, New England actually had interest in him just a few years ago before he ended up signing an extension with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, he's 31 years old, so he's not too old. He definitely has some years left in him. He's going to bring tremendous height for the Patriots. He's a tight end at 6'6" that is going to create a mismatch at that tight end position. That's what New England desperately needs. They need that tight end who can create mismatches, and they haven't really had that since Rob Gronkowski. The closest thing that they've truly had to that 6'6" build of a Rob Gronkowski was Matt LaCosse, and I think we all agree it's time to move on from him. Kyle Rudolph has also had a pretty dang successful NFL career and has been able to stay healthy for the most part. Now, he's never been a tight end that's recorded 1,000 yards plus, so he isn't someone that I would necessarily consider, coming in and being a top 3 tight end in the league, but he's definitely, to me, a top 10 tight end currently in the league and would be a major upgrade compared to what New England has had over the last few years. Rudolph also hasn't played less than 8 games in a single season, which goes back to the fact that he's been able to stay pretty healthy. You're going to get, at the very least 8 games out of him, but he's been able to stay, more than healthy throughout his 10-year NFL career. And he hasn't tailed less than 200 yards in a season in over 10 years. Now, this past season, Kyle Rudolph played in 12 games while having 38 catches for 334 yards and a touchdown. He's also a 2-time Pro Bowler, and his best season came in just 2016 when he hauled in 83 receptions for 840 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, I feel like to some people, those numbers are good, but they're nothing that stands out too much, because while 2016 wasn't too long ago, people are going to look more at those 2020 stats, which is understandable. Now, Kyle Rudolph was much better with the Minnesota Vikings before Kirk Cousins came along. Now, you can say some good things about Kirk Cousins, you can say some bad things about Kirk Cousins, but definitely for Kyle Rudolph, the addition of Kirk Cousins did not help him whatsoever. Let's also remember that just a couple of seasons ago, I believe in 2019, the Minnesota Vikings drafted tight end Irv Smith. At the very least, he will 120% be a red zone threat for New England, which they could very much look to add, especially at that tight end position, a guy who can work in the middle of the field, but can also work on the outside of the field. He's versatile in that aspect. He has been a red zone threat for Minnesota heavily throughout the years. Now, this past year, he did only have 1 touchdown, but in 2019, he had 6. 2018, he had 4. 2017, he had 8. 2016, he had 7. So you can see that he is a highly thought upon red zone threat. And no matter who the Patriots quarterback is, chances are they're going to want a better tight end than what the Patriots are working with, and a big 6'6" red zone threat in Kyle Rudolph could really help the Patriots in capitalizing on drives and turning more into a passing offense and getting more passing touchdowns, because this past year with Cam Newton, we were really relying on him as a running quarterback and really just the running game. The offense can open up much more and become much more dynamic with a guy like Kyle Rudolph at the tight end position, who can work, again, in the middle of the field, can be a vertical threat, can work through the seam, but most importantly, can capitalize in the end zone. A guy who can high point the ball and can make big contested catches, but also if, Cam Newton or Mac Jones or whoever the quarterback is, they can throw a higher ball and rely on Kyle Rudolph coming down, again, due to his height. Again, this would be a tremendous upgrade over what New England currently has right now. This would be a tremendous upgrade over what they had in 2020, a tremendous upgrade over what they had in 2019, and I would even say it would be an upgrade over what they had in the 2018 season. In 2020, with the New England Patriots, Ryan Izzo, Devin Asiasi, and Dalton Keene, they collectively, as a group, only had 18 receptions for 254 yards over the course of the entire season. I genuinely believe that you would get much better production alone from Kyle Rudolph. But also, in my own personal opinion, I only see New England adding probably one tight end. Now, I very well could see them adding more tight ends as the 90-man roster progresses, but you already know that Dalton Keene, Devin Asiasi, they are roster locks. I know they like Ryan Izzo, but there is still a question mark on will he make the final roster or not. But you do already have 2 guys plugged in at the tight end position. Usually, New England only rides with about 3 total tight ends. If they added Kyle Rudolph, you'd already have Kyle Rudolph, Dalton Keene, Devin Asiasi, and Ryan Izzo. You currently have 4 tight ends before you add any other guys. And then also on the open market, you have guys like Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Gerald Everett, Dan Arnold, and so much more guys. You also have Jared Cook. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Patriots kind of go about this. But I think adding a guy like Kyle Rudolph, who brings a tremendous height and upside as a red zone threat and also a mismatch at tight end, also is more of a receiving tight end, has ability to block, but is definitely more so receiving tight end, which the Patriots very much could use and very much need. Not to mention the fact that you're getting a guy who vocally wants to play for you. It doesn't get much better than that. It is also worth noting that he can sign with a team whenever he wants. He was released. He is not a pending free agent, so he can sign before the new league year starts on March 17th. The Patriots are currently ranked now 4th in available cap space. They have the money to pay him. The question is he a guy that they would like to sign? Before we end this one off, I do want to let you guys know to go ahead over to betonline.ag and check out my boys. BetOnline has the fastest and easiest ways to bet on all of your sports action. Football might be over, but NBA, college basketball, and the NHL are a full swing. BetOnline even covers awards, TV shows, and reality TV. They also have real-time updated odds and props on almost anything that you can imagine. BetOnline has you covered for all of the news, scores, and odds, and it is the best way for you to place your bets, and it's completely free to sign up. All you guys got to do is head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. Again, that is BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Do not sit on the sidelines anymore, y'all. Get in on the action and don't forget to use that promo code CLNS50 for a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. Guys, what are your thoughts on Kyle Rudolph wanting to play for the New England Patriots, being released by the Minnesota Vikings? Would you like to see New England add him? Let me know in the comments section below. Make sure you guys leave a big like on this video. It helps me out tremendously, along with subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news, and maybe even sharing this on social media, sharing it with some of your friends. It would mean the world to me. But like always, I appreciate y'all so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one. Go Pats.